Welcome to Knife Thoughts. This video is going to be my full review of this knife, and this is the Civivi Neurohaptic. And so this is quite the knife with quite the name. This is a knife that Civivi has done in several different kind of versions, as they usually do, but this is, I think, the most striking version. This is the carbon fiber overlay over black G10 and Damascus version. So I think that this version in particular really fits this knife because the main thing that I've kind of found in carrying and using this knife is that it's an interesting mix of tactical and kind of, I don't know, spy type vibe to it, I think. So it obviously is a larger knife. I'll show you it in comparison to the Civivi Elementum. This is the original version. And then a WE Banter. And so these are more what a lot of people consider to be EDC size knives, and the Neurohaptic is a good bit bigger. It's not quite as big, but along the same type lines as a Spyderco Military 2. So you can see the Military 2 is bigger, but it's kind of more in the same range of size. So this is a larger knife, but it is kind of a really sleek looking knife. And I think that the G10 with the carbon fiber overlay and the Damascus really helps with that. It gives it a kind of almost classy look, like it's a knife that, you know, again, a spy might carry. So, you know, it's definitely tactical, but also looks good. And that's especially true because I really like this version of the Damascus that Civivi used on this. So it's got this kind of interesting toothy or wavy pattern here, and then the unpatterned section here towards the edge. So it gives it the look as if it's kind of like a core to the steel, which I guess technically it probably is, but it's not, you know, like a harder core and a softer outside or something like some, you know, companies and steels have, but it gives it that type look where, you know, the Damascus is on the upper part of the blade, and then there is this kind of more plain area. But I really like the pattern of the Damascus. I think it's really cool how this fuller, or whatever you want to call it, has this kind of raindrop type pattern within it. So it only has it on the one side there, but you can see it here. And so it's in comparison. There's a bunch of different kind of patterns that Civivi has and does use on their Damascus knives. This is the Merit. This is a newer model than the Neurohaptic here, but I prefer this style Damascus over this. This is kind of like droplets looking, and it's nice looking. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just think that this is a really cool Damascus pattern that they've used. And then another thing is Civivi really has these button locks down, so you know you can really swing it open with the flipper, being that it is on the larger end, and then it will really drop when you push the button, again being that it's on the larger end. I thought maybe you'd be able to use this fuller as a, you know, an opening method, but not really. You know, you can't really get in there with your middle finger on the back. You can do it down here, but it's kind of awkward. So really this is a flipper only. Of course, you know, you can use the button lock to open it and swing it open, but really it's a flipper. And it's done super well. Civivi does such a great job of their flippers and specifically their button locks. I actually kind of think that I've been converted to button locks specifically, at least with Civivi, as compared to liner locks and things like that, just because they do such a good job. It's so easy to use to open and close it. As you can see, it's just really well done. And then the other thing that makes this, you know, again, look kind of classy but tactical is this handle. So firstly, you have a good solid guard here. So when you hold it, you know, your finger is really kept from moving forward with that guard. You can choke up. This is a little bit small for my finger, but I do have kind of thick fingers. But you can definitely choke up on there, especially if you have a smaller finger than me. But you get this good guard. You also have a thumb ramp, so you can see that it fits my my hand really well in this type grip here, you know. And then you do have some jimping up here in case you are up a little bit higher. But then on the other hand, it is, you know, has this carbon fiber overlay and the milling, which makes it look kind of fancy. So I do appreciate that. Another thing that's nice about this is it has a lanyard hole. This is G10, I believe here, this backspacer. And it has a lanyard hole that doesn't really interfere with the grip. So sometimes lanyard holes will be kind of up here on the knife and interfere with the grip. This is down at the end, so you can put a lanyard on it. I haven't, but you could put a lanyard on it and it wouldn't be in the way. And that also gives you, you know, if you're thinking of using this in a tactical kind of sense, you could hit a window or something like that with this. Again, I don't really carry knives for self-defense, but something that you could probably use for that. And yeah, just kind of a very cool looking knife, a larger knife, a nice design. It's got this classic kind of clip point style blade and a good bit of straight edge, and then a nice gradual belly. And so you get a lot of features, super well made as usual with Civivi. And there's the clip there. It's a typical deep carry clip. Sorry for the bump there. So it's a typical deep carry clip that Civivi uses, and pretty easy to carry in the pocket even despite its size. So another good knife from Civivi. I mean, they are so consistent that, you know, if you like a design, you can be pretty sure that it's going to be well made. So really that's the big thing, is do you like the design? Is it a design that you want to have, to carry and use? And if so, I don't think you'll be disappointed with the quality, especially for the price. So I want to thank Civivi for sending this Neurohaptic for me to check out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments below. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and select all so you know when I post new videos. Check out my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife-related topics. And subscribe to the email newsletter there. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.